Hello, football fans. I apologize again for being late with this video, though at least last week I had an excuse. I had COVID last week. I'm fully recovered. I kicked that Rona right in the ass. So last week I wasn't feeling well. This week it's just the Packers who aren't well. I've already vented about the Packers in one of my stories on Vocal, which will be in the description below, which is in the description below. So check it out when you can. But I said what I said. I said it's a bad season all around, 3-6, and embarrassing, and I do mean embarrassing loss to Detroit, and just a bad season that was years in the making. Really, this season was coming, but we didn't do anything to prevent it. We just sat back and went, well, we've got Aaron Rodgers. We can just do whatever. That's not how football works. You could have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and still be kind of screwed. You need to get your star quarterback players, and we never really did that. And I said this in my story. I said this. I think he still pushes the positivity because that's his job, but I truly think this season is mentally draining him. He won't say it, but it is. But so 3-6, but who's to say another table won't be run? After all, we were 4-6 6 years ago, and we made it to Super Bowl still. So who knows? Even in this chaotic season, Phillies are still Eagles are still undefeated. I should have figured I would make that mistake because Philly and Houston played each other the same day that the other Philly and Houston played each other. But yeah, the Philly, there I go again. The Eagles are undefeated, and that's pretty much the saving grace considering what happened on the Fall Classic. I will get to that in another video. But yeah, and the AFC East has become monstrous. It is crazy. The Jets made their mark. They beat the Bills. So yeah, they are serious now. They are not just disruptors. Just causing chaos in the league. They are a serious playoff team now. They are. They could end up winning the division. And that's something. It's been 12 years since they made the playoffs. Since they never made it to Super Bowl. I still remember those years. They were kind of ragtag and weren't really taken seriously, but back-to-back years they almost made the Super Bowl. Nobody talks about that. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, the Jets are for real. The Dolphins are still kicking ass, and now New England's 5-4 in the bottom of the division. Isn't that something? The division Tom Brady used to be in has become stacked, but the division Brady's in now has become a mess. Tampa Bay's actually back in first place technically, but they're at 4-5, and it was a very ugly win against the Rams. Of course, the Rams they got problems. I don't know what's wrong with that team, but they need to fix it. Half season's gone. There's still 9 weeks left. They have some time to make some noise, but they need to do it now. And it's getting worse because the news came out. Matt Stafford's in concussion protocol. Is he going to play Sunday? I don't know. But I have never seen defending Super Bowl champions so screwed without an excuse. I'm not counting the Broncos who. I'm not counting the Broncos who won Super Bowls 32 and 33 and fizzled out in 99 because John Elway retired. There's your legitimate excuse right there. But this is basically the same Rams team. Only difference is there's no Vaughn, there's no Odell Beckham Jr. at the moment. But it's a big mess what's happening with the Rams, and it needs to. It'll be. Hopefully it'll be solved for them. But the Bucks are tied for first in a very bad division. They kind of have a chance to win it. And of course, Brady reached yet another milestone. First quarterback to ever throw for 100,000 career yards. 6 figures. That's big. But what is it? Oh yeah. So Tampa's 4-5. Atlanta's 4-5 with the last second loss, and the Saints dropped to, was it 3-6, and Carolina's 2-7 because the Bengals just mauled them in the first half alone. It was a pretty short week because 6 teams were off. Because it was the Ravens who beat the Saints, and that was on Monday Night Football. And Kansas City eked out a win in Sunday Football, so things get tight. So yeah, hard to believe the season's half over. 9 weeks down, 9 to go. Week 10 starts tonight. I know that, but I just wanted to get this brief recap of Week 9 over with. But yeah, Week 10, we're double digits now. We're in the month of November, a very pivotal and fun month because Thanksgiving's coming up in a couple of weeks. That's right. Good football, family time, and of course, great food. I can't wait for Thanksgiving, but that's 2 weeks from now. Tonight starts week number 10, and it's Atlanta and Carolina face off for the second time in 3 weeks. Excuse me. Of course, the first meeting saw the Falcons win in overtime with that crazy chaotic ending. The clutch touchdown followed by the celebration that resulted in a penalty, the missed long extra point, and then Eddie Pinero misses that chip shot in overtime. Carolina has a chance to get their payback at home, though I don't know if they are. Yeah, it should be good. So that's Thursday Night Football, Falcons and Panthers, NFC South battle. We'll see. We're going to see a game in Munich this week. The Buccaneers and the first place Seahawks will face each other in Deutschland. The Packers host the Cowboys. It's kind of a revenge mode for us Packer fans because we get to boo Mike McCarthy out of Lambeau. That game will not be on TV out here because I live in Southern California, and the Rams play that same slot. I was kind of hoping that game would be flexed. It never was, so it's going to be red zone for me to follow this game. Hopefully, this will be the start of us running the table. The Sunday night game this week is Chargers and Niners, and it'll be the first of back-to-back NBC games for the Chargers because the news hit earlier this week that the game between the Chargers and the Chiefs for Week 11 next week was being flexed to Sunday Night Football. The original Sunday Night Football game for Week 11 was Bengals and Steelers. That's not going to lead to anything because the Steelers are kind of, I don't want to say screwed, but it looks that way. And the Bengals are kind of on a downward spiral with Chase out for that long. So they've switched to a more playoff relevant game. It's definitely Chiefs and Chargers. So which means the Chiefs would be on Sunday Football for the second time in 3 weeks, and the Chargers would be on Sunday Football for the second straight week, following this week's game between the Chargers and the Niners. And Monday Night Football is an NFC East battle. I love NFC East games because my dad's a Cowboys fan. The Commanders and the undefeated Eagles on Monday Night Football. That's going to be good. It's going to be good. It'll be something that the Commanders actually beat them. Remember what happened the last time a Pennsylvania team was undefeated and had to face Washington? So who knows? I do believe in omens. So anyway, that's my recap of Week 9. It's kind of brief. If you like this video, click the like button. Click subscribe if you want more. My story on Week 9 and my story about the Packers, which I mentioned before, both will be in the description below. So check them out when you can. I'll be back soon to recap the World Series, which ended days ago. And I'll get CFL fans ready for the division finals. And of course, next week, hopefully earlier than I've usually been, I'll recap Week 10. Hopefully, it brings a win for the Packers. Hopefully. So stay tuned. and don't give up, Packers fans.